running on empty. Aren't you tired of being tired? Each and every one of us at some point or another struggles with fatigue. It's important for us to face the facts about fatigue and also take ownership of how we do it to ourselves sometimes. It is important to address reasons why we feel tired. Let's all look at what's making us tired. How does fatigue impact our lives? And what we should be doing to get back on track. We should be prioritizing ourselves. Rest is important. I heard a typical day is 8 hours work, 8 hours play, and 8 hours sleep. That means 1/3 of your day should be in rest and sleep. That's the big deal. Many of us are walking around burnt out, frazzled, and sleep deprived. And we constantly wonder if it's okay. In fact, many times we feel proud of the fact that we pulled an all-nighter to get a paper done or study for an exam. But the wear and tear your body goes through, is it really worth it? Is it healthy? Day in and day out, many of us are not getting enough rest and pushing ourselves to keep going long after we should call it a day. I've been guilty of this myself, but many times we risk not only our health or our safety, but we also put at risk our relationships with friends, quality time with our family and coworkers, and we also jeopardize ourselves at work. We're not as productive or focused. Why are we so tired? Well, as a society, we do overextend. We can become fatigued for many, many reasons, and I think sometimes it's good for you to take a pause and reflect moment to look at what are some underlying physiological or psychological issues or nutritional deficits that may be in play for me feeling tired. For example, people dealing with depression or other mental health issues often struggle with sleep. As well, people dealing with respiratory problems, cardiovascular disease, thyroid issues, diabetes, and many other common physical conditions can find themselves fatigued. Most of us need to look into our lifestyles, habits, and choices to look at, am I contributing to my restful sleep or fatigue state? For optimal sleep health, adults 18 to 60 years of age need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep each night. Teenagers require on average 10 hours per night. Are we getting any of this? An astonishing 50% of Canadians oftentimes have trouble getting or staying asleep and struggle with staying awake throughout the day. Broken sleep is very common for many of us that are impacted by stress or overextending in our day or just not taking care of our health well. The impact of fatigue is significant. We need to constantly start looking at our ability to rest and replenish. We are constantly running on empty, and we oftentimes are not being our optimal selves on many fronts. Besides the physical, psychological, and cognitive impacts, many times our relationships also suffer because of our tiredness. We are less able to meet the demands of things we want to do in our waking lives. We sacrifice intimacy. We oftentimes are so exhausted, many parents say they fall asleep when they put their children to sleep. Our cognitive abilities are also diminished. Memory, concentration, we struggle with taking in new information and coping with problems as they arise. Many times we find ourselves moody, irritable, sad, frustrated. Our moods get negatively impacted, and many times our anxiety levels skyrocket. Our ability to regulate negative emotions like anger makes it harder. You can't control yourself as well when you're overtired. Many times when we're in pain, we spill over onto others. It is important for you to recognize, am I spilling over onto my loved ones in irritability, anger, frustration, or being overly emotional and demanding? When we're overtired, our expectations really do soar, and we become overwhelmed by minor requests, setbacks, errors, and disappointments. Feeling depleted feels like a new norm today, but that also makes us feel inadequate, not good enough, not smart enough. We can become very sensitive about not being heard, seen, let down, disappointed by others, unappreciated, unsupported, and unloved. In short, when we don't take care of our need for rest, we are oftentimes our worst enemies and hurt a lot of loved ones in the process. We can choose to be our own best friends. That is a choice. We don't have time or energy, and we sometimes make that our lifestyles. Many times it is important for you to start reflecting. Why am I my own obstacle in me getting back into a healthy routine of going to sleep in time, shutting off technologies at least a couple hours before bed, not eating before bedtime or exercising before bed? Many times we need to look at, am I revving up my metabolism, waking up my mind with technology, or allowing myself to go from go, go, go mode in the day to a nice decompressing yourself to a calm place where you can rest, relax, and de-stress to go to bed. It is important for you to start looking at, rather than being your own worst enemy by draining and depleting your energies, let's make us a priority. Let's become our own best friends by bringing in self-care and prioritizing relaxing at the end of the day, decompressing, and getting to a good state where our body wants to fall asleep effortlessly. Sleep for success. A good night's sleep, not occasionally but every night, should be a good place to start for you to take care of yourself. Sleeping just doesn't happen. You have to make time for it. Many times today I'm finding youth and adults sacrificing sleep because they do so much in their day related to responsibilities that they don't want to fall asleep at night because they just didn't have enough playtime. So people are watching more and more Netflix and watching the next series over and over and staying up longer and longer playing video games or doing activities they enjoy because they didn't have enough time in the day. But then what do? You sacrifice your sleep. Quality sleep is important because you wake up unrested otherwise. You need to establish healthy routines before bedtime. You need to limit heavy meals and look at, am I exercising and doing things that wake my mind up, like watching TV, being on my computer, playing video games, or being on my phone too long before bed? It's nice to shut all technology down at least an hour before bed. You also need to take time to relax your mind, decompress, meditate before bed, a warm bath, warm milk, or listening to music, whatever you find enjoyable and relaxing. If these measures fail, I think each and every one of us also need to go beyond ourselves to seek help. You need to talk to your doctor about solutions. Maybe get a referral to a sleep clinic to explore if there's any conditions that are impacting your sleep quality. A medical specialist may be able to underlie what medical concerns you're going through and even maybe prescribe you some medication for the meantime if you're going through a lot of stress, or a supplement to help you get a restful night's sleep. When it comes to prioritizing you, we got to start doing it. And sleep is a really good place to start. Your body carries you through so much in a day. The wear and tear your mind and your body and your muscles go through. Have some compassion for yourself to at least give your mind and your body rest so it can replenish and be renewed, clearly waking up in the morning, renewed and refreshed, ready to take on a new day. You owe it to yourself. Let's prioritize ourselves. Let's take a mindful minute right now to breathe and focus on, am I getting enough sleep? And what are some obstacles I put in my path to not prioritize the rest I need to be at my optimal best? Let's take a deep inhale in and breathe out. Another deep inhale in and breathe out. Allow yourself to rest in this mindful minute and reflect on what we're talking about. Running on empty, not getting the sleep we need, and hurting ourselves and our quality of rest. If your mind gently wanders away, gently bring it back to your breath and focus on the topic and reflect on your quality of sleep, fatigue, tiredness. Gently coming back. When it comes to priorities, we need to put ourselves first. We need to love and value ourselves enough to make rest a priority. Then we have the energy and time to tend to unforeseen mishaps, concerns, and problems that arise. We then also have reserves of energy and time, and we don't feel overextended by whatever needs our attention. We can act and react and respond in a stable state, calm, with more kindness and compassion for ourselves and others. Face your fatigue. I challenge you. Explore, am I exhausted day in and day out? Am I running on empty? Take stock of your lifestyle, habits, and choices that you will make to make yourself more tired. Then also look at what lifestyle habits and choices do I make to prioritize my rest. You will find that this is a good place to begin, to create positive changes for your mind and body to get the rest it needs to be at its optimal best. Examine your sleep habits. If you have trouble falling and staying asleep, make sure you have taken yourself off devices at least an hour before bedtime. Not eating before bed and not exercising before bed also is a good way to allow yourself to decompress. Take stock of what you eat and what you do before bedtime. Are you winding down your day? Or are you revving yourself back up? Are you drinking enough water? Are you indulging in alcohol or drugs that could be interfering in sleep quality? Be on the lookout for energy depleting people or people pleasing patterns that you have. Learn to say no when you just don't have the time and energy to spare reserves of energy. Remember, don't give from your overflow. Don't give from your well, give from your overflow. And also, seek medical advice. Go beyond yourself if you're fatigued and you're not waking up refreshed. If you wake up in the morning and you're still tired, there is something off and you may need to address it. Pay attention to your sleep quality. It's important. It's 1/3 of your day.